Hi, good afternoon. I want to thank you first for letting me come here and talk to you today. I don't know if what I've got is something that you need or that you want, but I'm going to show you how we can increase your cash flow, decrease your debt, and reduce your taxes. Now, after I've shown you what I have, if there's an interest on your part, I'm going to gather some information and take it back to my office and come up with a plan that's tailored to you. But for today, don't worry. I'm not here to take your cash. You sit back and relax. Okay? All right. Let's see. First, a little bit about my company. My company is called Federal Financial Group. We are we work with a group of insurance companies and other multi-million-dollar companies that some have been around for 100 years. We work specifically to help you become financially independent, so that we want to make sure that your money is out-earning you, so that the amount of money you've got coming in off of the money you have put away, the amount of interest you've got coming in off the money you have put away is more than what you're making on a salary. At that point, you will be financially independent. Now, there are some things that are threatening that keep us from getting there, and one of them is the cost of living. Even though incomes have risen in the last 10 years, the cost of living is just out of sight. So, like, if you went and you met 100 people who were turning 65 years old, and how many would you say were financially independent?
Oh, I don't know, 20 or 30.
Yeah, well, it's more like 7 out of 100.
Wow.
So that means 93% of the people that you would go out and meet that are turning 65 are going to have to depend on family or charity, or they may just not be able to retire. They may have, they may be one of those people you see out there working in Wendy's or McDonald's, sweeping the floors, cleaning the tables, and they're 75 years old. They're not out there because they want to be. They're out there because they're out of money. Okay, so what my company has done is we've come up with a 7-point plan that we interweave these 7 things together to come up with a way for you to be financially independent. And I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but if you have any questions, just stop me and I'll go back and repeat it. Okay, first, the number 1 is inspect what you expect, which basically means just know where your money's going. In order to know where your money is going and to get it into funds that are going to secure your financial future, you've got to know what you have. And we teach you ways to track your money. Increase cash flow. Do you know what cash flow is?
I do. It's amount of money going in and out
of an account. Yeah, right. It's the amount of money that you have left at the end of the month after all of your bills are paid, and that it's your spendable cash. And we have several different ways that we increase that cash flow for you. But one very simple way is, do you get a tax return?
I do.
How much?
Oh, it's about $1,000.
Okay. So what you're saying then is you gave $1,000 to the government and let them use it all year long, and then they were nice enough to give you back at no interest.
That's right.
Yeah, so we've got a better way. We teach you that you can put part of your money in there, or we teach you how to just reduce the amount of money that you give to them, so that you can take part of that money and put it towards your future. Okay, number 3 is a debt eliminator. This is a program that we have software where when I take down all this information at the end of this presentation, when I take your information, we put it into the debt eliminator program and let it work for us. It'll tell us how many years it's going to take to get you out of debt with your specific spending habits. You may have a house and you've got a 25-year mortgage on it, left on your mortgage, and it could tell us that it's going to take 13 years to get you paid off if if you do it in the right steps. And then what we advocate is that after your debts are paid down, you start putting more money into your funds so that you can become financially secure in later years. The fourth way, number 4 for the plan is develop an emergency fund. Emergency fund is a small amount of money. Do you have an emergency fund?
No,
Okay, well, what it is just taking a small amount of money every month and putting it into a place that is liquid, that is safe, that is separate from your banking account, and gets more interest on it than a bank account would get. And it's just $25 to $50 a month, so that when the refrigerator goes out or the dishwasher goes out, you can pull money out of this fund instead of having to go straight for the credit cards. Step 5 says protect what you have. Step 5 talks about insurance, about how much you need to ensure that the people that you care about are going to be okay when you're gone. You know, when you're gone, then your family's going to be totally devastated. And we're trying to prevent them from being devastated all over again when the bills start coming around in the first of the month and they can't pay the bills. You know, so we work a little differently than other insurance companies. We want to check and see what your financial needs are, and then tailor a plan to your specific needs, not just an arbitrary number. Okay, now step 6. Okay, step 6 is the big one. Step 6, if you pay attention, will change your life. It will change the quality of your life. Step 6 works on 2 different fronts, 2 different battles you have to fight. You have to fight the battle of inflation and the battle of taxes. Now, taxes will hurt you. They will hurt you because it's not how much you make that counts; it's how much you keep. You know, so have you heard of the Rule of 72?
I don't think so.
Okay, the Rule of 72 is simple. Rule of 72 says that whatever interest rate you're getting, you divide that into 72, and the quotient is going to be the number of years it takes for your money to double. So if you're getting 4% somewhere, which is high, and divide that into 72, you're going to come up with 18. So that means it took 18 years for the money to double. So if you put $100 in that account, in 18 years, it's going to be $200. In another 18 years, you'll have $400 in that account. So this is 36 years that you kept that money in there, and it went from $100 to $400. You know, do you even think that $400 is going to be worth what $100 was back 36 years ago?
Probably not.
You know, probably not. So I have a real life example. A man 29 years old takes $10,000 and puts it into an account making 4%. So in 18 years he has $20,000, and in another 18 years he's got $40,000. And that's his retirement. You know, so you're 65, your kids are gone, the house is paid for, and you've got $40,000. How long do you think that's going to last you?
Maybe 3-4 years.
Oh, that's real generous. I think a year, maybe a year and a half. But if you could make it last 3 or 4 years, that's great. But then you're going to be without anything to fall back on. So what we know is that your interest rate that you're getting on your money is the determining factor on how much money you're going to have, and it's amazing how it works. If you had put your money someplace making 6%, you would have had $80,000. 8%, it would have doubled in 9 years. And if you had put your money someplace making 12% on it, you would have had $640,000 at the end when you turn 65. Now that's the same investment of $10,000, and it's the same age he put the money in there, but he's now got $600,000 more than what he would have had if he had left it in that little 4% account. You know, that is just incredible. You know, that is changing your life. And you know, it's not about putting away $10,000 all in one lump sum. It's about putting a little bit away every month until you get to the point where your money is out earning you. And it will happen. It will happen. So let's see, where do you want to put your money? Okay, now there are a few different strategies. It being real safe, you could put it into a fixed account. You're going to make 2 to 3%, and you're not even going to outrun inflation. You know, places like credit unions or CDs or money market funds, you know, you're tied in. Or you could go to the stock market at the other end of the scale. Now, the stock market, you can make a whole lot of money, but you can also lose a whole lot of money. You could lose your entire principal in the stock market, but you can make some money. The third strategy is an index strategy. And index strategy says that your principal is guaranteed. You can never lose your principal. The interest rate that you get is tied to the S&P 500, which the S&P has been getting almost double digits interest for the last 25 years. Do you know what the S&P is?
Stock market, isn't it?
Well, yes, but it's a portion of the stock market that's made up of 500 companies that span across 100 different industries, 500 of the largest companies, that they make up 70% of the domestic equity market capitalization for the U.S. In other words, they make up 70% of the American economy. You know, and so when you're guaranteed to make at least what the S&P is making, you should know your money is safe. So let me show you an example a little bit about how the index strategy works versus the stock market. Okay, let's say you've got $10,000. You put it into the stock market making 10%. And the next year you've got $11,000. You keep it there, you make another 10%. You're going to have $12,100. Let's say the stock market tanks and it goes down 20%. Means your money's going to be down to $9,600 if you have it in the stock market. But if you had worked with an index fund, your money would be protected and you would still have $12,100 in your account. And then when the stock market decides to go back up, you know, you get to go up from $12,100. You don't have to make up this gap. You know, there are some stipulations and there's some limitations on the index funds, but the really good thing is you don't ever get the downside of the market. There are floors and caps. Caps are around 13 or 14%. So regardless, if the stock market made 25% that year, you only get 13%. But you don't get the losses. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about taxes now. And I'm going to do it in story form. Okay, we've got a guy who is 30 years old. He went to the bank and he told the banker, I want to have $1 million by the time I'm 60. The banker looked at him and said, okay. He said, we're making 5% on our money, so you just have to deposit $1,639 every month and you will have $1 million in 30 years. he just went, oh my God, you know, the $1,639, it just ain't going to happen. And he walked out, he never saved a penny, and now he's a greeter at Walmart, you know. But if he had taken his money someplace where he was making 10% on his money, the guy would have told him that it was going to take $900 a month for him to have $1 million in 30 years. And that's making 10% and with no tax deferrals. Now, if he had gone and put his money in an index strategy where the money is tax deferred and it's tax free when you take it out, he would have had to pay $438 a month in order to get $1 million in 30 years. Now, that's an incredible number, because that is $100 a week. You know, that's when we do your inspect what you expect, you're going to find that you're just throwing away $100 a week. And that's to have $1 million. You may not need $1 million. So, you may not need to go that far. Okay, so what would you, if you were financially independent, what would you be doing?
Oh, I don't know. Staying home with the grandkids, maybe running around to the beach, maybe to the mountains, you know, a couple times a year.
Good. Do some traveling. Yeah. It'd be nice sitting out there in the mountains in that beautiful snow. Right. Okay, so let's see how we can get you there. Step 7 is estate planning. Estate planning is about making sure that you've got a will or a trust. Do you have a will?
No.
Well, we work with some companies that are very reasonable, and we say that you need to get a will or a trust so that you know where your money's going when you pass, and if in a trust you can even protect your money from taxes and protect your loved ones. Okay, so that's all 7 steps. If I asked you to pick 2, what would you say are the 2 most important steps to you?
Let's see, increase cash flow and build a long-term
financial. Okay, perfect, good. We can work with both of those fairly easily. Okay, so let me get a little information now. Are you planning on making any major purchases in the next 2 to 3 years?
No.
Do you own a home?
I do.
Okay, are you going to stay there, or are you planning on getting a new home?
No, I was planning to use that house as part of my retirement, provided the market goes back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Pay off credit cards?
Yes.
What about building an emergency fund? Did that one appeal to you?
Oh, I don't know. That's what I use my credit cards for. I don't have many emergencies.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we can work on that at another day. College funds. Do you have any college funds available for your kids?
No, my son is 19 and his father is paying for his education.
Okay, good. Well, that answers 2 questions. His son is 19. Is he your only child?
Yes.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
October 19th, 1964.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm self-employed.
How much do you bring in a month?
Oh, 28 to 35, depending, varies.
Okay. And you said you get back about $1,000 on your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Out of that $1,000, what would you call a usable tax? How much of that $1,000 would you say you could put towards your future?
Oh, I think a couple $100.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's talk about your mortgage first. What's the balance on your mortgage?
Oh, about $185.
And what's your house worth?
$250, $260.
Is it a 30-year mortgage?
It was.
Okay, how many years do you have left?
About 22.
Okay, and do you know your interest rate?
About 7.25. It's up there.
Okay. And how much do you pay every month?
$16.25.
Okay. Do you ever pay extra on it?
No.
Okay. Do you have a second mortgage on the house?
No.
What about car loans? Do you have payments on a car?
I do.
Okay. How much longer do you have to pay?
Oh, a couple years on my car.
2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how much do you pay every month?
$3.25.
Okay. What about any kind of other loans? Do you like buy furniture on time or buy appliances on time? Any type of loans like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's look at credit cards. What credit cards do you have?
Well, I have a Visa card that has about $2,800 on it right now.
Okay. And how much do you pay every month?
Let's see, $125.
Okay. The next one?
Let's see. I have a Belk's credit card, and I owe about $800 on that.
Mm-hmm.
And my payment is $45.
Okay. And the next one?
Let's see, a Sears card. I have a Sears credit card.
Okay. How much?
And let's see, I owe about $1,700 on that one.
Okay.
And my payment is $35.
Okay. Do you pay extra on any of these?
Sometimes.
You do? Okay. Good. Good. Okay. What about insurance? Do you have any other insurance policies?
Like a life insurance policy?
Life insurance.
I do. I have a face value whole life policy.
How much is it?
$10,000.
Okay, so that's like a burial insurance, right? Okay, and how much do you pay a month for that?
Let's see, $25, $26.
Okay. Do you know who it's with?
AIG.
And you said it's whole life. Okay. Are you a smoker?
Yes. Still, yes.
What about health issues?
None yet.
Do you currently take any medications?
No, nothing aside from Advil on occasion.
Okay, what about a 401k or IRA?
Nothing currently.
Nothing current, so it is spent away. It's done. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, let me take this back and put it together. Let's see. Well, no. If I were to ask you, how much do you think that you could put towards your future? If we come up with a plan, I need a dollar amount to target, so I can come up with how much money you'll have when you retire. About how much would you put towards it?
I was thinking maybe $200-300 a month.
$200 to $300. Good. That's great. That'll get you where you want to go. Okay. And how much was it you said that you needed every month to?
$3,500, I think.
Okay. Okay. Let me take all this back and put it together and see what I come up with for you.
Okay.
And if I come up with a plan that fits you and does what you need it to do, is there any reason why we can't do business?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we do business, then what about sharing me with your friends and your neighbors?
Sure.
Would you be glad to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, what's a good time in the next day or two?
Well, I have some time on Thursday.
Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Monday. How about Wednesday?
Let's see, Wednesday I'll be working until at least 4.
Okay, so let's say 4:30?
How about 5?
5 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
That works for me.
Okay.
Okay. All right then. I will see you at Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and I'll have a plan put together that will get you to where you want to go.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.